The San Antonio Spurs wrapped up an NBA Finals masterclass. They beat the Miami Heat 104-87 in Game 5. Kawhi Leonard was named the MVP as they win the series 4-1. I'm Brian Clark at Cinesport. For more, we head to the AT&T Center and catch up with Giannis Koutroupas of Basketball Insiders. Giannis, how much was Game 5 really just a summary of what the Spurs did this entire series?
I think it's a great example. It really epitomized the way that this series went. Miami showed a little bit early on. LeBron James was fantastic in that first quarter. But then over the course of the 48-minute ball game, it just became very, very apparent that the San Antonio Spurs had far more weapons than the Miami Heat did. And say what you want about LeBron James and what he could have done differently here tonight, I think he was sorely let down by a supporting cast, while San Antonio's supporting cast made from a team that is not willing to go into the luxury tax, we should point out, was just far, far superior to his.
This performance for the Spurs in the NBA Finals, not only did they beat the Heat and get revenge for last year, but they absolutely throttled them in Games 3, 4, and 5. How impressive was this?
It's historical. I don't think there's any other way to put it. What they did, in my opinion, was a little bit unforeseen. I thought that they had the ability to beat the Miami Heat, but to beat them in this fashion was extremely impressive. The way that everybody that they put out on the floor, no matter who it was, from Patty Mills to Boris Diaw, they were effective, and they went out there and they executed at an extremely high level. I feel like this championship, more than any, really shows Coach Popovich's greatness, because they didn't go out and make any big acquisition last summer. They lost a key piece, and Gary Neal replaced him with Marco Bellinelli, but it was a guy that was on the roster already in Patty Mills, who really helps replace their only loss of significance from last year. It's just a phenomenal run by the San Antonio Spurs, and it's tough to say that one is better than any of the other, but man, I don't know if it's just because this one just happened, but it sure seems sweeter than the other four.
And then on the other side of things, the Miami Heat, their fourth consecutive trip to the finals, the fourth year of the Big Three era. We don't know what's going to happen, but I think it's safe to say next year's Heat team's going to look very different. Briefly, what's ahead in the summer for the Heat?
Their Big Three are going to have to make decisions whether or not they're going to exercise their early termination options and walk away from a $20 million salary next year and potentially $21 million next year and a little over 21 in the following year, or if they want to become unrestricted free agents and go out there and sign new long-term contracts. I think for LeBron James, it's an easy decision to make. He should decline that option, hit free agency, and see what's out there and what franchise gives him the best opportunity to compete for a championship the next couple of years. Whereas Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, with the way that their value has taken a hit here in this NBA Finals, I don't think they should walk away from $20 million next year. I don't think that they're going to be able to make that back next season if they sign a new deal.
Party is still going on at the AT&T Center. It'll probably go well into the morning. The San Antonio Spurs, the 2014 NBA champions. Giannis Koutroupas of Basketball Insiders. Thanks, Giannis.
Thanks for having me.